Let's start some student questions. Maria, you are up next.
I'm a junior at Glenbard West, and my question for you was like, what advice would you give to those young people who like the other Wes Moore brothers, Tony? Like, what would you tell them if they think that the path that they're on is final?
I think about something that Wes told me, and I only mentioned it briefly in the book, but actually I think it was one of the most powerful moments of our relationship. And it's when I went to go visit him once and we were talking about Baltimore. And I said to him, I said, when we were talking about Baltimore, we're talking about in different neighborhoods, et cetera. And I said, do you think that we're products of our environments? And Wes paused. And I'd heard that my whole life. People are products of their environments. People are products of their environments. I heard it so much that I kind of just started swallowing it and accepting it. And just like, I didn't think much of it, right? I was like, okay, yeah, that must be true. And Wes paused and he looked at me and he said, actually, I think we're products of our expectations. And as soon as he said that, I thought to myself, he is absolutely right. That we weren't products of our environments, we were products of our expectations. And someone once said that, like, it's a real shame that you lived up to your expectations and Wes didn't. And I said, actually, the real shame is we both did. We both lived up to our expectations. We both ended up exactly where we thought we would, right? And so I think about that in the context of your brilliant question. It's this idea of we all in many ways become self-fulfilling prophecies. And our society becomes the recipients of those self-fulfilling prophecies. The expectations that people have of themselves, they don't come from nowhere, right? The expectations that people have of themselves come from the expectations that other people have of them. And they internalize them and they make them their own. If you expect high expectations of me, if you have low expectations of me, and if you have no expectations of me whatsoever, I generally will perform based on what you've laid out for me. And I think we do it every year, we do it every day, we do it every week as a society. And without realizing we are inaudibly speaking to our children every single day.
Jeremy, you are up next.
Hey, Jeremy.
Hello. I am currently a senior at Glenbard North High School, and my question for you is, I understand that you have spoken to thousands of students along your career, and I was wondering if you had one powerful message to share among all your students, what would it be and why?
I'm going to borrow it from my grandparents. Right before I left for Afghanistan, my grandparents gave me a Bible. And inside the Bible, they wrote just 4 words in it, and it just said, have faith, not fear. And I would say if there was one message that I wanted people to understand and feel and internalize, it is this message of have faith, not fear. Especially when everything we do, we're entering into sometimes new worlds and new places and new spaces that are challenging, that are trying, that are unpredictable, that are complicated. And I think the thing we have to be able to do if we're going to think through that is to be able to think through this question of having faith, not fear. And I think that was it. So when I talk about, like what is it that I wanted to, how do I think about my mentality? How do I think about, the way I approach things? It's like I approach things now very much with a mindset of if I'm being faithful in what I'm doing, then I know that my success is guaranteed. Now, that success might not be what it is that I think it's going to be. There might be another lesson learned. There might be something else. There might be this, there might be that. However, many of the bad decisions I made have been decisions that were based in fear. I don't know if I can do this. I shouldn't do that. This is scary. I shouldn't apply for that. What if I don't get it? Based in fear, right? Some of the best decisions I've ever made in my life were decisions where I made them in faith. I don't know if it's gonna work out, but I have faith it will. I don't know if this thing is gonna happen, but I have faith it's gonna turn out okay. And I did it, and it did. So I would say if I were to leave people with one message, it really is the message that my grandparents gave me, which is just simply have faith, not fear.